Another MeekServants read along. This is a read along of MeekServants read along. I'm just reading the Book of the Law, the Bible King James 1611 edition. Gotta be meditating on this word day in and day out, Yasharella. You gotta meditate therein. Okay, you gotta be seeking Abba Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai Amashiach Barakatai. Second address, chapter 7 and verse 1. I'm just reading, so that's why I named this a read along. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, and I believe the angel goes into Ariel, which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak, O my Elohim, Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Barakatai. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, but put the case entrance were narrow like a river. You see? But put the case, the entrance, okay, were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it if he went not through the narrow? You see, Yasharala, we have to go through the narrow gate, right? You have to go through the trials and tribulation. You got to go through Jacob's trouble. You got to go, because we approaching what? Jacob's trouble. We approaching what? The Karagma, the Karaks, the digital CHIP in your right hand or forehead. That's the only way you're going to be able to buy and sell. We approaching guillotine, concentration female camps, famine, pestilence, great evils, great debt. You see, sedition among men, civil unrest, civil war, EMP attacks, being in dark, no internet. You got to go through the narrow gate, and you got to keep the law, such commandments, and judgments, and rehearse this righteous acts here in the daughter of Babylon, and where we've been scattered in the four corners of the four winds of the earth to get to the kingdom of heaven, to get on the chariots, on the clouds of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah Mashiach. You gotta deny self and take up your cross and follow Yahweh Shah Mashiach. You gotta present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Abba Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah Mashiach. That's your reasonable service. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule? Because the Most High say, what? He'll make you, if you faithful over a little, he'll make you rule over many. You see? Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it if he went not through the narrow, and how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded. You see, in that city is what? The New Jerusalem, the 12 tribes of Yasharallah, the house of King David, the third temple that's being built here in the daughter of Babylon. That city is Yasharallah. Let's see if I can get that to the Rakakwadash, because these read-alongs are not playing. Isaiah 62 and 12. And they shall call them the holy people. You see? You see? The redeemed of the Elohim, and thou shalt be called sought out. And what? A city thou forsaken. So that city is Yasharallah. That city is Yasharallah. Let's go up a little bit. Let's go up a little bit. Let's put a little meat on it. Let's be repetitive. Let's be repetitive, Yasharallah. Isaiah 62 and 8. The Elohim has sworn by the right hand, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and by the arm of his strength, talking about his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thy enemies. You see? Because the curses is coming off of what Jacob, and it's going on Esau, Edom, and these heathens, and the 230 Yasharallah, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the sons of the strangers shall not drink thy wine, for the which thou hast labored, but they that have gathered it shall eat it and praise the Elohim. And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the courts of my holiness. Go through the gates and prepare. You see, that's what we doing. We preparing the way of Yahweh Shah Mashiach return, his second coming. Okay, prepare you the way of the Lord, right? Make the gate straight. That's what you got to be doing as you go through this now path. Okay, prepare you the way of the people, cast up and of the highway, gather out the stones, lift up the standard for the people. Behold, the Elohim have proclaimed unto the end of the world. You see, the end of Esau world, the end of an eon, the end of an age. And say ye to the daughter of Zion, because Zion is that monument, Yasharallah. Behold, thy salvation cometh, the Most High say. Because we understand 2nd Ezra 6 and 8 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world. You see that world, the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. Right? Daniel 7 and 18, we got next. Behold, our salvation cometh. Right? Romans 13 and 11, your salvation is nearer than what you believe. Behold, our salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. And they shall call them, Yasharallah, Zion, the holy people, the redeemed. Who's the redeemed? Yahweh Shai, the great redeemer, the great deliverer of the Elohim. And thou shalt be called sought out, a city. See, the city is Yasharallah, Revelations 21 and 12, not forsaken. Let's see, let's go back. Let's go back, Yasharallah. 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 7. There is also another thing. A city is built. You see, that city is Zion and set upon a broad field. That field represents the world and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in what? A dangerous place. You know, this is the shadow of death, Psalms 23. Okay, that dangerous place, it go into America, spiritual Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Nineveh, Assyria, Greece, Rome. You see? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you see, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. See, Yahweh Shah Mashiach is that strong tower. Proverbs 18 and 10. The Most High name is that strong tower. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You see? So that's what's going on, Yasharala. So let's go back to 76, 77, I believe. The Most High say the entrance there is narrow and is set in a dangerous, that shadow of death. The valley of the shadow of death. Place to fall like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. Just imagine you're on a narrow path. Okay? And in the interest to get where you gotta go, in that interest, they show you that in the movie The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. See, Esau understand our book. If you watch The Golden Child, when Eddie Murphy was trying to save the Golden Child, he had to fly to Tibet. Okay, and to receive the dagger, he had to walk that narrow path. Okay, now the heathen gave him a glass of water. He couldn't spill the water, but he didn't know what the purpose of the water, because the water represent this truth. See, Eddie Murphy is a Jew from the tribe of Judah. You see, they know that. Hollywood knows these things. They put it right in our face. Now, the glass of water, the water is a representation of the Bible, the book of the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments. Now, he had to walk this narrow path. But to get the knife, the dagger, it was what? Fire. Okay, all right. He didn't understand how you're going to get the dagger with the fire, the flames. Well, he figured it out. He had to drink the water to receive the dagger. Okay, so we got to go through this narrow path, Yasharallah. Okay, we got to go through the narrow to get to the city of Yashalom. Let's get that Matthew 7 and 13, I believe. Let's see. The Most High say, enter ye in at the what? At the straight gate. There you go. For wide is the gate. You see? Because where everybody at is at the wide gate, the popular way, the broad way, the religious way, through their religion, through Christianity, Baptist, whatever religion you involve in, or whether it's non-denomination, or whether you into witchcrafts, voodoo, being a witch, whatever you enter as an Israelite. Because if you're not until Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, the law, such commandments, and judgments and testimony, well, you're not going through the narrow gate. So the Most High say, enter ye at what? At the straight gate. For wide is the gate. You see? And broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. So if you at the broad, well, that's the way to destruction, Yasharallah. And many, you see, so we know it's popular. That's what everybody's at. And many there be which go there at. You see? So most people ain't going to be in this truth. That's why the Most High say in the book of Esdras, I believe Esdras chapter 8, we'll get that. He made this world for many, talking about the world of Esau for many, but the world to come for few. He said, because straight is the gate and narrow, you see, and narrow is the way that leadeth unto life, you see. And few, you see, as a few. there be that find it. Okay? All right, so that's what's going on, Yasharala. Few I call second address 8 and 1. The Most High say, and he answered me saying, the Most High had made this world. You see, this one. Because the word world mean what? Eon in the Greek, eon or cosmos. Or in the Hebrew, aratazah, it means a society or class of people. But right now, who's ruling, who's governing this society? Esau Edom, the banking family. For the banks. For many, but be the world to come, but for few. So like, let's read that again. I butcher it up. And he answered me saying, the Most High had made this world for many, you see, but the world to come for few. We just read that in the book of Matthew 7 and 13 and 14. Okay. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, to fall as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them, both even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be, so like that there could but one man go there at once. You see, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger, you see, set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance? And I said, it is so, Elohim. Then said he unto me, even so also is Yasharalah's portion, is your portion. Now that portion is dealing with the 2/3. I mean, the 1/3, the hopeful elect, right? Let's get that. Let's go to the book of Zechariah 13, and let's start there at 8. The Most High say, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Elohim, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Okay, now when you go to verse 9, he's saying, I will bring the third part through what? The fire, you see, and will refine. That's that narrow. That's that narrow path. That's that narrow path. Okay. All right. I will refine them as well as silver is refined, and will try them. See, you got to be tried. That danger. I will try them as gold is tried. See, through the fire, through the furnace. That's like the 3 Hebrew boys. They shall call on my name, you see, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah Ba'ashiyah, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Elohim is my Yahweh. Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah Ba'ashiyah. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. The Most High said, my son, if thou come to serve the Elohim Yahweh, he say what? Prepare thy soul for temptation. He say, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, you see, and make not haste in the time of trouble. There you have it. It's all coming together. He said, cleave unto him and depart not away. You see, that's going back to Proverbs 18 and 10. Let's go into Hosea 5 and 15. That thou mayest be what? Increase at thy last end. You see, we in the last. This is it, the last end. We here. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, there you go. Take it what cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. You say, for what? For gold is tried. We just read that in Zechariah 13:9. For gold is tried, you see, in what? In the fire. And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. They'll go back to the three Hebrew boys, right? During the time of Babylon, when they didn't want to bow worship what? King Nebuchadnezzar. Believe in him, and he will help thee order thy way of right, and trust in him. Okay, so that's what you have to remember going through that narrow path, that narrow gate. Okay, that's the straight gate. Okay, let's start at 10. And I said, it is so, Elohim. Then said he unto me, even so also is Yasharalah's portion. Because of their sakes I made the world. So the Most High made the world for Israel's sake. This whole world, this whole earth was created for Yasharalah's sake. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. You see? Then were the interests of this world made narrow, you see? Full of sorrow. That's why so much sorrow and travail upon the earth. They are but few and evil, full of what? Of perilous and very painful. That's why so much trials and tribulations, so much sorrows on the earth, so much weeping, so much debt, so much famine. For the interests of the elder world were wide and sure and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labored not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. You see? Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind, you see, in your mind, this thing that is to come, Salakia, rather than that which is present? You see, because what our men and of Yasharallah and the women of Yasharallah, they living in the present. They don't see the danger that's coming here. Though we warn our people about the judgment of Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, though we warn them about the inner Esau world, our people is not considering it. You see, they still trying to find ways to invest in this world, in this corrupt system. They think this is the end all be all. The good old USA is the end all be all. Okay, they don't believe in the return of Yahweh Shah Mashiach and the church, the host of heaven. They don't believe Yahweh Shah setting us back in our land again. And the heathens being a subjection unto us. See, they can't fathom that. Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, you see, rather than that which is present, you see? Then answered I and said, O Elohim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashai, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things. The righteous are Yasharallah. But that the ungodly should perish, should die, right? Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things, you see? And hope for why? For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the why. And he said unto me, there is no judge above the Elohim Yahweh. You see, there's no judge above Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah Bashah, and none that had understanding above the highest. Because the Most High said, my ways are not your ways, and my thoughts are not your thoughts, in the book of Isaiah, right? For there be many that die that perish in this life. You see, they go into that great debt, that great famine, because they despise. You see, the Most High is telling you why it's gonna be that. Because they despise that broad way. Many will be there because they despise the law of Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shah Basha. That is set before them. Because right now you have a chance still to repent, Israel. Right now you still have an opportunity. The Most High said, Romans 10 and 21, he said, all day long I have stretched forth my hand. You see, he stretched forth his hand right now in this MeekServants read alone. The Most High said, Romans 10 and 21, all day long I have stretched forth my hand to what? A gainsaying and what? Disobedient people. Roughly paraphrasing. Romans 10:21. For Yahweh had given straight commandment. See, the Most High don't give advice, Israel. He give commandment. He don't give advice. To such as came what they should do to live. So the way to live, if you want to live, he gives straight commandment, Yahshua. Even as they came and what they should observe to avoid, how to avoid punishment. So that's what we wanted, to avoid the punishment, the penalty. Like I kept saying in my last video, there's a penalty for not serving Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shammai. There's a penalty. So to avoid the penalty, the punishment, you got to do what? You got to choose life, Israel, and keep what? The law, statutes, commandments, and judgment to the best of your ability. You got to rehearse them. You got to rehearse them. Judges 5 and 11. This is the place of drawing water. Nevertheless, they were not obedient, see, unto him, but spake against him. And our people speak. You had Willie D say he don't believe in God. He don't believe in this God, the sky, right? And imagine what vain things. And our people don't believe in the book of the law, the Bible. That's supposed to be the book for you, Israel. This is the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbat. This is supposed to be the book for you. And deceive themselves by their wicked deeds, you see. Because at the end of the day, Israel want to do what they want to do. They want to please the flesh. They want to do their own thing. Okay? What Ron Osley say? The Osley brothers, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. You see, our people want to do what they want to do. They want to do what they want to do. That's just what it comes down to. And said of the Most High that he is not. You see, they don't believe in the Most High. Or what should it profit them? As it said, Malachi 3 and 14, to serve the Most High. And knew not his way. Let's get that right quick. We'll come back to 2nd Ezra 7 and 24. Let's get Malachi right quick. Because our people say, what should it profit them? Okay, this is a MeekServants read along. This rolling through the book of the law. Either you're going to get it or you ain't going to make it. Ye have said it is what? It is vain. You see, this is key right here. Malachi 3 and 14 is key to these 2/3 of the Israelites. This is really for them. Ye have said it is vain. You see, to serve God, to serve Yahweh, man. The great king, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh, mean he is, he exists, he is to be. And it's only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus, you see, who's a so-called black man. You say it's vain. It is vain. Ye have said it is vain to serve Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And what profit is it? That's what brothers believe. The so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans, they say, what profit? What profit? What is it to serve the Most High? What I'm going to get out of it? What I'm going to accomplish if I serve the God of the Bible? What good is going to do me? Ye have said it is vain to serve the Elohim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances? You see? Talk about the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments and testimonies. And that we have walked mournfully before the Elohim of hosts. And now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt Yahweh are what are delivered, even delivered. See, this is what a wicked one would so think. Let's go to 24, 2nd Ezra 7:24. But his law have they despised. You see, we just read that in Malachi 3:14. But his law have they despised and denied what his covenants and his statutes, and have they not been faithful and have not performed his works. And therefore Esdras, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are the full things. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass. And that's what we tell Yashavala. And the bride shall appear. The bride shall appear. Yahweh Shah shall appear as chariots, as clouds. Yahweh Shah shall appear, Israel. And she coming forth shall be seen that now is withdrawn from the earth. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils, as it go into Daniel chapter 12:1, shall see my wonders. Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. Let's get that right quick. Let's get that. Let's start at verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in what? In great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. You see? It all makes sense. When they see it, they shall be what? Troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the what? At the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, you see? And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves. This is where the 2/3 of Israel that say, what profit is there to serve Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashah? What profit is there, right? We just read that in Malachi 3:14. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes. See, the ones that's doing these videos, making these videos, doing these lessons of sincerity and truth, the MeekServants, the house of King David, the third temple that's being built, the Akia that's out there, the highways, the byways, constantly watering Yasharallah, constantly blowing the trumpet, sounding the alarm, constantly present their body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem, constantly warning their family members, their friends, going to the lost sheep of Yasharallah, doing these videos, doing these lessons. Because y'all say what profit it is to do that, right? And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he. You see? We had sometimes a derision and and of a reproach. We fools, there go that word fool again. We fools accounted his life bad because us making these meek service lessons, these meek service read along, the men that's out there, the men of David that's out there in the highways doing this person say the truth. Y'all say we fools. Yeah, we a fool in love. You right. Like I can tell you, we just a fool. We a fool in love for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabbat. We fools in love of Yahweh Shai. Now, if you want to say we a fool in that step, yeah, I'm a fool in love with Yahweh Shai. See, we fools in love. We fools, but y'all fools have walked in great pride, and y'all mind have departed from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabbat, y'all maker. As it says, Sirach 10 and 13. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. See, y'all think our end is going to be without honor for what we doing. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh? By Hashem Yahweh Shai. Even the heathens, starting with Esau Edom, account our lives as madness. Because they say, we ain't the Jews, we ain't the Israelites. You see? They say we niggas and spicks and wetbacks and jigaboos and porch monkeys. You see? Million. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shem Mashiach? And his lot is among the saints, because the saints are the Hebrew Israelites. Psalms chapter 50, verse 5. Psalms chapter 148, verse 14. Psalms 149, 1 and 2. We could go on and on, right? Therefore have ye, Slakia, therefore have we erred from the way of the truth. You see? The truth, which is the law, statutes, commandments, and judgment. And the light of what? Of righteousness. Of what? Of righteousness. Psalms 119, 142, Proverbs 72, Proverbs 6:23. We can go on and on, right? Had not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves. You see, because everything y'all weary yourself getting that money, I'm getting that money. You weary yourself in your bachelor's degree, in your master's degree, in your PhD degree, being a pastor poke chop, being a boule, being a Freemason. See, you weary yourself and being the Eastern Star. You weary yourself in idolatry. You weary yourself in voodoo and black magic. Okay? You weary yourself being a Jesus freak, following Caesar Borgia, Esau Edom. See, you weary yourself in the commandments of men and creating your own righteousness, as it's saying in Romans 10 and 2. You weary yourself. We weary ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. When that broad gate, you see, that's what happened when you take the broad way, when you go the popular way, the broad way where everybody at. Matthew 7 and 13 again, and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. See, because y'all have trust in the people in a nation that couldn't save you, right? Lamentations chapter 4 verse 17. You see, you have trusted in Esau, the shadow of Egypt, as it's saying in Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 4, 5, and 6. You have trusted in Esau, and you trusted in America, the good old USA. You trusted Israel. That's what you did. You put all your trust in Bitcoins. You put all your trust in gold bullion, silver bullion. You put all your trust in your IRA and your Social Security, your pension plan. You put all your trust, all of it, in this hole, where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Elohim, we have not known it. Y'all never knew his way the whole time. And you're going to catch that fire in World War III. What had pride profited? Because it all go back to pride. Or what good had riches with our vaunting brought us? You see? Because riches profit not in the day of judgment. Let's get that right quick. Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but what? But righteousness. But righteousness delivered from debt. The only thing gonna deliver you from debt is righteousness. That's it. The only thing gonna deliver you from debt is what is righteousness. That's the only thing gonna deliver you, Israel. That's the only thing gonna deliver you. That's the only thing gonna deliver you, Yashavala. Okay, so let's go back. Where we stop at? Let's start at 18. Nevertheless, the righteousness shall suffer straight things, and hope for why? For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the why. And he said unto me, there is no judge above Yahweh, and none that have understanding above the high. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah Masha that is set before them. For Yahweh had given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways, but his law have they despised, and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works. And therefore others for the empty or empty things, and for the full or the full thing. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, Salakia, and as she coming forth shall be seen that now is withdrawn from the earth. And that she is talking about Israel. That Jeremiah 6:2, that woman, that comely and beautiful woman, Jeremiah 6:2, I believe. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evil shall see my wonder. For my son Yahweh Shai, see Yahweh Shai, for my son Yahweh Shai shall be revealed with those that be with him. They that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. Okay, so it's going into something else. So Yashavala, that's what we warning you of, Israel. We warning you of what? The foresee evils to come. Okay, so this was a MeekServants read along, and I hope that this reading was edifying. Shalom.